Thank you for watching this Corn Belt Regional Forecast for Friday, March 6th. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, we'll start off looking at the satellite picture, and the thing that grabs your attention here may be the upper level low that's making its way through portions of the Great Lakes into the eastern Corn Belt, bringing some very light precipitation to that region, some chilly temperatures, and some blustery conditions. Elsewhere, we've got high pressure moving in across the central plains here, and you can see the flow up and over the top of that ridge of high pressure starting to move in. So going to be a beautiful day across portions of the high plains, and then gorgeous weather moving into the entire Corn Belt as we head into the weekend. So take a look at the radar. Again, very light precipitation, some light rain or snow showers moving through portions of the Great Lakes, Michigan, Iowa, Ohio, maybe some very light precipitation across far eastern portions of Kentucky, but this is going to continue to move off quickly to the east, leaving us with a dry next several days across the Corn Belt. So you look at temperatures anywhere from the mid-40s in the mid-south to sub-zero across northern Minnesota, teens elsewhere across portions of the upper Midwest, and then we've got 30s across the Ohio River Valley. So you look at the hazards map from the National Weather Service, we see the brown shading here across central Illinois and then across portions of Wisconsin. And this again where we have those very strong northwest winds coming in, gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, wind advisories in effect across portions of this area. And again, with those chilly temperatures, really across the eastern Corn Belt, it is going to be a chilly, blustery day. But again, just a short-lived chilly and blustery period as we do warm up and quiet down heading into the weekend across almost the entire Corn Belt. Now, just looking at the next 60 hours from the high-resolution NAM model, again, we'll watch this storm system sneaking off to the east, leaving us with a quiet weekend. You'll notice then the next storm system that's going to bring some precipitation into the Corn Belt starting to appear at the end of this loop as we head into Sunday afternoon. Some of that rain moving into portions of New Mexico and West Texas, but elsewhere across the Corn Belt, really a dry next 60 hours. It's going to be blustery at times as we head through the next few days. Again, it's the first week of March. 'Tis the season for these blustery days. So you look at things right now on Friday morning, again, those strong northwest winds coming around on the backside of that upper level low that's sneaking through the Great Lakes. It'll be a bit quieter as we head through the weekend, but as the next storm system approaches Sunday and then especially into Monday, we're going to see strong southerly wind gusts at times, bringing in that warmer and humid air feeding into that storm system. So again, as we head into Sunday and Monday, warm conditions across the Corn Belt, but they'll be blustery, and then that rain moves in on Monday as well. Now, looking further out over the next 10 days overall, we do have a bit of a pattern change to talk about. Again, this ridge right now parked across the Rockies. We've got the trough moving through the eastern half of the country right now, bringing those cooler temperatures and those blustery conditions. As I just hit play and then let this run into next week, you're going to see that trough develop here, a ridge developing across the eastern half of the country, and then again, you know what that pattern sets up. That is one that starts, let's go ahead and take a look at this first, again showing the flow within that jet stream. This area of high pressure across the Yucatan is going to help kind of feed that jet stream winds, or feed those jet stream winds as we get into next week. Very strong racing from southwest to northeast across the Corn Belt. And now I can say we know what that pattern brings. Right now, with flow coming out of the northwest across the Corn Belt, we're bringing in drier air to the region. That is why we're looking at a drier weekend. But as I hit play here, as we dig that trough into the southwest, the ridge in the east, that is a pattern that just pumps continuous rounds of moisture northward from the Gulf of Mexico. And it's going to set the stage for multiple rounds of showers and storms across portions of the Corn Belt and the Ohio River Valley. I'm going to play a loop of 24-hour precipitation here over the next 10 days or so, and again, you're going to see a dry start to the loop here across the Corn Belt with high pressure in place. As that area of high pressure moves off to the southeast, though, clockwise flow around it, that's going to help start returning moisture to the Corn Belt, and again, with the very fast jet stream winds over the top of that, that sets the stage for an active period across this area. So let's see if the drawings match up with the loop as we go ahead and take those off. And here we go into next week. Chances for precipitation across the Corn Belt here every 2 to 3 days. So certainly, again, keeping those mild conditions in place. But as we look at the next 15 days, or the next 10 days, I apologize, we're looking at, once again, we're looking at the 10-day precipitation anomaly from March 11th through the 21st. That's what we're looking at here. So getting past the dry weekend, once we get into Monday, looking at the next 10 days. And again, you see the impact with the trough in the west, the very strong jet stream winds racing across the central part of the country, drawing that moisture northward. And that sets the stage for an anomalously wet period here from March 10th through the 20th. As we take a look at the precipitation forecast here and the surface pressure, again, we can see the dry weekend. We see our Monday storm system start to work in from the southwest right here. We're at midnight on Monday. Heading into sunrise on Monday, now we have rain falling across portions of Nebraska, Kansas, getting into Missouri. We start spreading into central and northern portions of Illinois midday on Monday, and then spreading over into portions of Wisconsin and Indiana as we head into Monday night. Continues off across the region Monday night into Tuesday morning. It should be a mostly quiet Tuesday for a lot of us in the Corn Belt. We have a little sneaky kind of system broken off from the flow here, kind of trying to work through Wednesday that may bring some light precipitation to the region, but it looks like it'll be Thursday into Friday that we'll see our next kind of major storm system develop here across the central portion of the country, and then moving into the mid-Mississippi Valley and the Ohio River Valley. So again, temperatures, those are going to continue to be on the warm side, especially as we build this trough in the west and the ridge in the east. Again, clockwise flow around that is going to keep things warm and humid across at least portions of the Mid-South into the Ohio River Valley. And again, that sets the stage for a very active pattern across the middle of the country. Looking at the next 5 days, your high temperatures for the day today, again, a chilly, blustery day. Those northwest winds coming roaring into the eastern half of the Corn Belt. High temperatures only in the 30s and 40s. Meanwhile, already warming up on the backside of that area of high pressure. We're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the high plains today. That warmth begins to expand during the day on Saturday into Sunday. Now remember, rain makes its way into the area. That's where we see this rain-cooled air across portions of the eastern Corn Belt here on Monday, but those high temperatures still in the upper 50s. And a bit cooler on the backside there, but still very pleasant for this time of year. Tuesday, those high temperatures anywhere from near 30 across the upper Midwest and the Dakotas to, again, the 60s and 70s across portions of the high plains of Kansas and Colorado, all the way into Kentucky and Tennessee. Waking up tomorrow, temperatures a bit on the chilly side, especially across the Great Lakes and the eastern Corn Belt, but those low temperatures even start to improve really to about where our high temperatures probably should be this time of year, those 30s and 40s expanding across the region. Monday morning, waking up to temperatures in the 50s across Missouri and Illinois, upper 40s across the eastern Corn Belt as that storm system, the first of several, starts to work its way across the region, dropping us down just a little bit on the backside, but again, not looking for any brutally cold air to sink into the region. Just maybe annoyingly cold at times across portions of the Dakotas into the upper Midwest, where we continue to have a snowpack on the ground that each one of these pulses of warmth will have to watch for some of that melting to occur, and talk about that flood risk as we head into the next several weeks. Hope you have a great day and a wonderful weekend.